Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Penny. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Back at the 5-yard line now. 2nd and goal. To throw is Wilson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. 3rd and goal and still a long way from the end zone. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Under pressure, they got him again. The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second. So as they take it over, we step aside. So out now is the Seattle field goal team. This a 43-yard attempt. Nagar's kick is good. And they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Right back to Sanders on 1st down. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. 70 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. This one caught by Isabella. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Bobby Wagner in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Being chipped, and he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Sterling Hoffrichter now as he'll punt it away for the second time. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
On second down, here's Penny. Powers through it. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. He's got his man. That's Everett, the tight end. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Here's a give to Penny. Finding some room at midfield. And he works free. And down to the 28-yard line. A big play there out of the running game. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. Letting one go deep for the end zone.
These two teams matching up for the 2nd time this year. Their first meeting back in October, week 6. And it was the visiting Seahawks who were victorious in that one. So they now look for the sweep here back home in Seattle. Here's 2nd and 10.
Throwing is Wilson. Going for it all. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Seahawks would extend their lead here just before halftime. So now a 2-point conversion attempt coming for Wilson and the Seahawks. Final play of the half. It's Wilson dancing to his left. And he is into the end zone. So they get 2 more on the board here just before halftime. And that was the old QB one-man band play there on the conversion.
And look, let's face it, even quarterbacks who don't have great mobility, in certain situations, they're able to actually take the ball in themselves. Remember way back when Joe Namath against the Giants at the Yale Bowl, right? Remember Joe had all those knee operations. They thought he couldn't run it. No one accounted for him. He practically walked into the end zone.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
It'll be the Cardinals who get the ball first. They trail here as we resume action in the third quarter. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half, so where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely, but you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
Second down, back to Sanders. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. 88 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Caught left side, Hopkins. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Second down and inches. Flush to his right. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
That's something we have not seen him do to this point, and that's take the ball, tuck it, and run.
Exactly right. His first carry of the game. I guess he picked a good time to do it.
He certainly did. Not only did he have the element of surprise, he's making sure he's judicious in taking off.
They go play action here on first down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And the Seahawks are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They had the big halftime lead. Their defense just helped them out further by forcing the turnover, so things are starting to look pretty rosy.
They certainly are, but they've got to be careful about getting complacent, though. They still need to go out and run their offense efficiently. And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
And smartly going into the slide there, Wilson has enough for the first. A handoff to Penny. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Flushed out right. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier in this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone...
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks are running away with this one.
McGarr now for the point after.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
He's picked off at his own 46, and the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now.
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Now here's a timeout defensively.